Have the Romans left a lasting legacy? What is a legacy? Can you find it in the dictionary if you don't know? And can you name any legacies you think the Romans may have left? Here is a clue. We have Roman numerals. We still use Roman numerals in our maths lesson to the date. I wonder if you can read today's date. You can also see Roman numerals on clocks and watches, another very important legacy. A legacy is something left behind which helps us remember someone. Did you know some things that Romans introduced to Britain are still in use today? The legacy of the Romans is extremely important. Many things that form part of our everyday life were introduced or improved by the Romans. Over centuries, Roman ideas, literature, art and architecture have influenced many people around the world. Roman roads. The Romans are famous for their very straight and well-built roads, some of which can still be travelled down today. After the Romans left England, it was to be over 1,000 years before the road system returned to the same standard. Christianity. At first, the Romans tried to get rid of Christianity, but in the 4th century, the Emperor Constantine made it the official religion of the whole empire. Even when the Roman Empire fell, Christianity was not wiped out. Rome continued to be the centre of the church, and even today the Pope still lives in Rome as the head of the Roman Catholic Church. Architecture, Roman buildings. Many magnificent Roman buildings still stand. For a lot of people, this is the most impressive legacy. Roman architecture has many connections with Greek architecture through the use of pillars and arches. All over the world, there is evidence of their architecture still. This Roman-style building is actually in America. It is where the Supreme Court meet to make important decisions. Latin language. Latin is a legacy of the Romans. It shows how important the Romans were because we still use Latin in our language today. Can you think of any examples? We have aqua, and that means water. We have the alpha, meaning the beginning, and the omega, the end. I wonder where you've seen those symbols. Aqueducts, clean water and drains. Having clean water is very important, and this shows how much the Romans cared about health. The Roman towns had water supplies and drains. The water mains or aqueducts, aqua equals water, duct means to carry, were often many miles long from clean water sources away from the towns. The water flowed in a pipe. Where the land dipped sharply, the water pipe could be carried on a bridge with many arches, many of which still survive in Europe. Public libraries. Public libraries also arose in ancient Rome for the use of the people. Knowledge is power. And this saying has generally been reflected in the typical architecture of libraries as a temple of knowledge. Law and order. The Romans were the first civilized society who came up with laws and courts to punish criminals. This was done instead of people arguing, fighting, and even killing each other on the streets. This organised system was very important in keeping the Roman Empire organised. Think about the strict rules around the Roman army we have learned about.